Friday night. I know it's kind of late for a lot of you, probably out on the East Coast or whatever. And I just thought that, heck, what do we want to do Friday night? Well, let's paint a picture of our boy Shemp. I'm going to try to do it in one take. Now, it's been a long time since I painted something, so I might be a little rusty, so forgive me. Here's the ones we did of Curly, Mo, and Larry. We did these live for you guys, so I think they're on the channel somewhere. Curly might not be. We had a great one with Curly G and Shemp's great-granddaughter Chandler when we painted this, and there were so many internet problems. So I don't know if the video's up. I got to try to find all the footage, cut it back together. A lot of funny stuff, a lot of great stuff on that one. And the other two, I think, were just me alone painting. So I just thought for those of you Stooge fans out there on Friday night, want to just pay a little tribute to our pal Shemp. Everybody asked for Shemp. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's see if I can pull this off. So in one take, let's see. Hi everybody. Hudson Train Guy. Shemp kind of reminded me of Shrek. Yeah, I can see that actually. So we're gonna start. Obviously, we're gonna do the classic. We're gonna do classic Shemp, right? I mean, there's really no kind of greater representation of picture of Shemp than this one. So we figured, what the heck? We're gonna go the same size canvas as these, 46 by 60, I believe, or 48 by 60. So it's pretty big. Figured we have some Shemp on in the background, right? I might get busted copyright on this. Let's hope not. But maybe we'll listen to a little bit of it as we go. And just for those Stooge fans, let's just kind of hang out, have some fun. Watch Mo get a pancake glued to his mouth. So here we go. Welcome, everybody. Oh, we got some people on. I didn't expect that. I didn't know what to expect so late on a Friday night. Okay, so the canvas doesn't quite fit the easel. By the way, can you guys hear me well? Trying something new with the microphone. Just let me know if you can hear me. Woo-hoo. I can't really see too well over there. Okay, so here's our canvas. Now, I'm going to be using oil paint. I'm going to be using oil paint sticks. I don't have a ton, so we're going to have to work with what we got. And since we're not doing this for anything other than some fun and some tribute, and maybe to just get a little stoogey on a Friday night, we're not going to criticize too much how this comes out, right? So this is, I don't know if you guys can see this. This isn't, okay. This is not in the shot. I wanted you to see. So I got some that are unopened, but these are the ones I got opened. A gift from my mom and my dad, actually. So thank Mr. and Mrs. Pagana for kind of making this possible. So let's see. Let's just start. Let's start. What do we want to start with? Do we start with kind of the skin color? Do we start with trying to draw the outline? See, what's interesting about this stuff is that it's because it's oil paint, it's very slick, it's very mushy. Oh, who's out there? Dermot, get out of here. Quiet, you. And Sue, of course, thank you. Dermot, what are you doing and where are you? You should be here with us. Everybody, go follow Chris Dermot. He's our Mo, obviously. We missed him last night. Stooge Talk Live. Should have been here with us. You missed out, Derm. I don't know if you watched, but we had some fun. We learned some new Stooge stuff, read some letters, and played a Stooge game that we found out of an old 60s comic book. So for those of you who haven't checked it out, check it out. Stooge Talk Live last night. Hopefully Dermot's coming back soon. Let's go. I don't know what to start with. It's been a long time. I'm a little intimidated. All right. I'm going to start with this because it's not super dark, so I could kind of blend some light into it. And it's not super light, so this way I can just kind of start outlining. And let's see what we've got here. Oh, listen to them. You guys hear him? Of course it fades out. Hotel Costa Plente. Oh, what'd they do? They won a contest. Now, this is obviously a remake of one with Curly, I'm pretty sure. I feel like a king. Larry's great. Does he go in the bathtub? I don't know.
Hello? Send up a dozen bottles of champagne.
A dozen bottles of champagne. All right, boys, girls, Stooge fans, let's give it a go. It's been a while. Woo. Now, of course, we got to work off a photograph, which I'm never really super thrilled about. I love doing from life; would be a lot of fun, and we're talking about actually maybe painting Curly G live one of these nights and talking Stooges as we do it. But since the Stooges are not here, we got to do photographs. Now, maybe I should be using something darker, and this might bite me. This might come back to haunt me because I'm not using blue or black. But let's play. And, again, we're just having fun. It's not a painting lesson. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing other than I know what I like to do. Right? You imbeciles, that's a bathtub. It ain't spring yet. Oh, yes, it is. Now, maybe I should go darker here. You know what? So, these haven't been used in quite a while. Probably not since we painted the others. Who's donating? No. Jake. I share a birthday with Shemp, March 11th, 99 years. No, it's got to be older than that. Shemp's got to be like 128 coming up, no? So, these are a little dry. Can you guys see the screen? A little bit. I can't show too much. I don't want to get thrown off YouTube for watching the Stooges, but I mean, they gotta be on, right? What's everybody's favorite Stooge lines here? Dermot, it's Saturday. Joel, leave me alone. Dermot, leave him alone. Dermot, come to me out here. Woo, woo, woo. What are you trying to do? Break my neck? Your neck? Look at my... Oh. Shemp's hard to impersonate. Oh. My hat. Why you? Yeah, I was thinking about trying to I'd have to watch it, but trying to paint like Shemp boxes, right? Oh. Pull up there. Pull the light there. Well, I'm gonna mess up the painting if I start doing that. In fact, I think I already did. Okay, so oh. This is not going good. Oh boy, champagne. Give the man a tip. I mean, what better way to spend Friday night? Stooge fans, everybody watching the Stooges, tribute to our favorite Stooge, or one of them anyway. Uh-oh. Now, here's what happens. When I start getting all messy with the paint, I just throw it on the canvas and just hope for the best. That's why some of the paintings come out the way they do. There's less like, let the painting dictate what we're doing here. Now, I could take a paintbrush and kind of outline it, but this is too much fun, even though it's really messy. So let's see what else we got. This is another dark color. This bottle is flat. I'll sharpen this one up. So I heard a great Shemp story. I think I'll talk to you guys. Uh-oh, I'm getting oil paint on the remote. Classic Shemp. Okay. Does anybody know The Bank Dick with W.C. Fields, where Shemp plays the bartender? Great movie. Really funny. Shemp, of course, steals the show. And he's not in a ton, but he makes such an impression. In fact, when I was a kid, it felt like his movie, even though it was W.C. Fields' movie, he made such a big impression on every movie he did, every little part he had. He made such a big impression that it just felt like a Shemp Howard movie. And I believe the director was Eddie Klein, if I remember correctly. And if not, I apologize. I should know the answer to that. So W.C. Fields hires him to play the. You've been drinking again, eh? W.C. Fields hires him to play the bartender. Let's assume Eddie Klein is the director, and I'm correct on that. And the director comes up to Shemp and says, when Fields comes in, improvise, do a little business, do a little business, do something funny. And Shemp goes over to the cash register when they yell action, and Shemp takes something out of the cash register, steals money, puts it in his pocket. W.C. Fields walk up, and he's like, "Oh, hey there, mister, what do you want?" Or whatever his ad lib line is. And W.C. Fields like, "No, cut. This is my picture. I'm the one who gets the laughs." And Shemp thinks that the director wanted him to do it, so he looks over to the director, and the director gives him the wink. And so Shemp goes, "Okay, I'll do it again." So they go ahead and they yell action, and Shemp does another little thing, makes something up. Fields gets really angry. "Stop! Cut! You're ruining my picture. I'm the funny one. Don't do this funny business." Shemp's like, okay. So looks over to the director. Director's like, giving him a wink. Shemp's like, "Okay, I'm going to do it again. Hold on, we got to don't. Jake Mattins. Yeah, it's true. I was born in 1994. So happy birthday coming up. We're going to celebrate next month. Shemp's birthday. So Shemp does it again. So it was the third time. Does something funny, says something funny to Fields. Fields is like, cut. Listen, I like you. I'm the one who wanted you in the picture. But you will not be in this picture if you keep it up. And so eventually Shemp doesn't do his little nonsense, whatever he's trying to make up, try to steal the show. And afterwards, he finds out that the director has a twitch in his eye. And he wasn't giving the eye to go ahead. It was just how he had the twitch. They had a big laugh about it, and then they got back to work. Oh, I got to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm sorry, folks. But anyway, great story. So that story was told by Mo years after Shemp had passed away. And I believe it was told to an author who was doing a book on W.C. Fields and wanted to see if Mo had any stories of Shemp on set with Fields. And that was the one he told. I'm sure somewhere that audio exists, but there's a transcript of the article in Three Stooges Journal. For those of you who don't know, there's still a Three Stooges fan club, been going since the Mo and Larry themselves gave the okay of it. Now, see, here's where I made a mistake. Shemp's eyes is light compared to what I'm doing, and because it's oil paint, it's going to be a little messy. Oh, we're terribly sorry. So he's got these pock marks on his face, but I'll add that later. We'll just kind of get a general idea of where things go. How's it looking so far? What do we think? Does it look like Shemp? This is cool. Oh. Guys, I want to read all these comments, and I'm going to read them later. And I'll do a little just read over when we're done here so we could chat if you guys want to and you're still up. Now, the other ones took about an hour. I don't know if you guys saw the other ones. They took about an hour to do. This is going to go a little longer just because we're going to have some fun. Don't you just love these guys? Oh, So here, I wasn't even paying attention, which I should be. I'm using black, straight up black. It looks like, which, but not really my intention. So let's go back to a different color, something we could blend into the skin. Let's go back to brown. Why did I stop using this? What happened? You guys remember keeping track? Oh, that's why. Oh, so this is really dark down here. I should go back to black, actually. I'll get you out of this trouble. I'll win another contest. That's in the way. Sorry, Georgie. Great stuff. How's everybody doing tonight, by the way? Let's just say hi to everybody. Who's on? Oh, we got a lot of people watching. Can you sell a small poster of the painting? I cannot, but thanks for asking. Possibly of the Shemp one. I'd rather just give them away, but you know, the Stooges are all copywritten and or trademarked or owned by other people. So, no, we don't have the rights to sell anything. But we don't want to sell stuff. Let's just, how about we just enjoy, right? Let's just be Stooge fans. But thank you for asking. All right, what are we thinking? Is it looking like them? All right. Let's go a little more straight on just so you guys can see. How are we thinking? What do you guys think so far, huh? Okay. I got paper towels here somewhere. I think a lot of these paints are poisonous. Here's our boy, huh? Vernon Dent. What?
Oh, he thinks he's a chicken. Why don't you put him in an institution?
We need the eggs. We need the eggs. How familiar are you guys with every one of these? I realize as I watch them, I'm like, I haven't seen this one in a long time. I haven't seen this one in a long time. I'm used to watching like the same 20. All right, so now what's tricky about doing a painting like this, really, since one, I never really studied art, and two, I'm limited with the colors. You know, it's a black and white photo, so I got to make up colors and see what works. There we go. Can we? Uh-oh. Like I said, because it's oil paint, it could take forever to dry and cause a lot of problems. I was thinking about doing something like this once a week. Just pick out a Stooge, pick out a scene. Let's paint it. Let's watch the Stooges. Let's talk about it. Have some fun. I don't know. Friday night's a good night for this. Okay, it's getting sloppy. It's getting sloppy. Hey. I should have done that. I should have taped all my paintbrushes and paints around my waist. All right, so now it's kind of like the colors are all smearing together. We'll have to fix this somehow. Nah. Woo. Can you guys see this? I don't smoke. What's everybody saying? You guys talking to each other, I hope? Woo, Steve-O, Lake. Pete, thank you, sir. Dr. Wobian. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Uh-oh. Now, I definitely don't want that there because if you look, it's supposed to be very white, very clean, very... Ah! All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, what is this? That's a white stick. I'm trying to do something a little more skin colory. What's this? Woohoo! Success! There's nothing short about this. Oh, Sitka. Everybody knows about Sitka, right? So long. There's Mo doing curlies. Your father's got fleas. It's always fun when you see Mo do curly. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to. I got paint all over my hands, so it's all over the remote. Okay, here we go. Back to it. Back to it. Let's do a painting. Oh, look at that. There we go. Okay. We'll listen to this as we paint. Don't think that's too loud, guys. Can you hear that? Ah. All right, so next time we know. Don't draw with the dark first. Because now it's making it harder to get into these crevices without smearing. Mutiny, eh? Get around. So basically, what we're looking to do, I'll murder somebody. What we're looking to do here, did I draw this right? I don't know if I did here. Something's wrong. Is I guess just kind of look at values, darks and lights, and pick a color and try to make sure that the colors I'm picking match the dark and the light here. Again, we're just having fun. We don't have to do a masterpiece. Just something to do. Something to do to kind of, just like an inferior decorator. All right. You know what we'll do? I'll get a little brushing going. This is very white. Oops, that's not. Oh, lady, we can do it. Oh, it can't be that lady. That bad lady. You could always open a can of beans. A special accommodation. How's everybody? What do we do? Can you guys even see this? Old soul, you look right name when Chris reads your story to everyone. It says short and long. Ooh. Can you guys even see the colors? Is that better? I don't know if you guys can even see it. Is that coming up for you guys? Let me know. Let me know if that works for you. Is it too dark? Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, whoa! Whoa! Oh, this one I used. Yeah, I'm looking at these. I used a lot of pink. I'm not really using much pink in Shemp. Maybe I used up all my pink. All right. Again, we got to use what we got. We got a darker pink that we could play with for a little bit. You just kind of look a little redder than the other boys. Get a little of that, and then we could kind of dilute it. Here's Shemp doing the turkey bit that Curly did. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Shemp actually did it several years, about 7 years before Curly did it, in a Shemp solo short, right? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this, and I think we should have Curly G also redo it. So we'll show you the original that Shemp did. We'll show you the one that Curly did. We'll show you this one that Shemp does again, and then we'll have Curly G do it. We'll see. We'll compare them. You know, and honestly, as funny as everybody is, nobody. Maybe it's just because we know it so well, but Curly just does it so good, so much better than really anybody, even when they're done. Sorry, I have to do it. Now you wonder, did he watch the old Curly and try to do something different, or did he just do it on his own? My guess is like he just did it. They probably never looked. He probably never looked. He's probably got, you know, a general script, and then he just riffs. That's my guess. I don't know. It's looking kind of messy. Now, I believe Shemp had blue eyes. So let's give him some blue eyes. You know, it's been a long time since I painted. So I'm a little rusty. I just got a flash from the kitchen. You better fill up on these.
Well, so the evening shouldn't be a total loss. We'll serve a punch cake and coffee. All right, don't mention the incident.
Painting with paper towel. I didn't know that's the way it was going to go. Let's see. We're just going to keep working on it until it goes, until it works.
I'll say you're in trouble. What job? The judge of the Senate of Hawaii. Don't worry, where there's life, there's hope.
That sounded like such a Curly line. Don't worry, where there's life, there's hope. Don't worry, where there's life, there's hope. Mm-hmm. No. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting something. We're starting to come through. You know, we got to lay down a foundation here. How's it looking? Does it look like Shemp? Yeah, you bunch of buzzards. Oh, maraschino cherry. That'll get dark. Oh. How many times did they use this plot? Right? And Laurel and Hardy, right? It's kind of the same thing. All right. All right, so now we're getting kind of a little foundation here. You know what? I might have to actually start using a paintbrush. I wasn't planning on it. I don't think I used it for the others, but I might have to. So let's see that. So, little odorless terpenoid. It'll still give me a headache. This will thin it out in a little bit. They're pumping air into the cake.
38 pounds. How many people out there? Oh, about 20. Oh, we better pump in a couple more slices.
We better pump in a couple more slices. How many times do they use that joke?
You see if you stayed over there good. No sentiment. I don't care what he said. Well, it's standing up there. Let's go. Yes. All right. Go ahead. I'll hold it. Go ahead. You make with the white stuff there. Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna go back into this, of course. Let's get a little fun, little texture here.
Let me.
Hey!
Oh, yeah? What kind of stuff that?
All right, so we'll just lay down kind of this base here for a sec.
I'm gonna put off murder next time you collect your paycheck. Okay. Wonderful. If we didn't hold it down, it'd float away. If I want a smart crack, I'll make one myself. Put the candles in and get it out there.
If we didn't hold it down, it would float away.
The peace be resistant.
Listen, everybody, it's George Martin's birthday.
Okay, so we're getting there. So now we're gonna start getting some darker spots here. Woo-woo! Now it's hard to try to figure out what's going on down here.
Mr. Martin, it's all yours.
Let's take some of this.
Make a wish and blow out the candle. Well, my fondest wish is that my friend Judge Henderson will blow this campaign sky.
We know what's gonna happen now. That cake's blowing up.
If this is supposed to be a practical joke, I've got one for you. But Mr. I was only joking when I spoke of supporting you. Lydia! Lydia, where are you? We're getting out of here.
Oh, it's Paul.
Lydia, are you all right?
Oh, is the shooting over?
Now I know who you are.
All right, so we got a little bit of a base here. How's it looking on camera? Oh, I don't know if you guys are seeing it the way I'm seeing it. All right, we're moving along. How we doing? Just watching them finish. No, I'll be here a while. Let's see. I'm so glad you guys are kind of hanging around, watching, playing. Okay.
Oh boy, am I happy. Just think, before we know it, we'll all three be married.
Look at Larry's hat.
We'll soon have wives to do the housework instead of us. What gets me is how you two ever found anyone who married such
What gets me is how you two found anyone. I think I might have to raise it up. I don't want to raise it up on you. Sit down. Oh, sit down. All right. Color. What color should we use? What color do you want me to use in here? Let's see. Should we get a little purple?
Oh, what most of the fellas say that's all there is. There ain't no more.
There ain't no more.
You're only nerve. You were just
Gee, Mo.
Get my wife. Yo, fix the bed. Who's gonna make it? He is.
Who's gonna make me?
Stupid old buzzard. Fix a bed. Sloppy housekeepers.
Sloppy housekeepers.
Oh. Hey, you girl! Sorry, Mo, the mop did it. Well, so it did.
Sorry, Mo. We get a little dark over here.
Oh, this is bad. Oh, my head.
This is like not coming out. It's not coming out. What are we thinking? Let's take a step back. So we can just take a step back. Skin tone looks too red, too pink. Okay, that's. Well, here's the problem. I don't have a lot of colors to deal with. So, but if it's too red, too pink, let's see. I got a white. I got some yellow. Might have to try to open up a different color over here. What's in here?
Now, for your information, it was love at first sight. My girl proposed.
All right, let's see what this is.
Yeah,
I got some in here.
so that's a coincidence. That's exactly what mine
Is this white? This is white. It's not really white. That's white. Oh. Oh boy. Unbleached titanium. Let's see. Too pink, too red. So what color can we neutralize? I wasn't really prepared for this. I got a lot of white. I got no like skin colors. Oh, here we go. What's this? What's this? What's this? Hey, shut up. Brilliant yellow, extra pale. All right, we'll give it a shot. See if this ends. What else? What does everyone else think? Too many face slaps. What paints are those? Rick Johnson. So these are R&F. They're R&F oil paint sticks. They're really magnificent. They're from they're made in Kingston, New York. But you can find them in probably your local fine art store, art supply store. And I just absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. All right. A little yellow in here. All right, Toots, this is for you. Why, you cement head? You break the hammer, you idiot. I'll take care of everything.
Hey, what? What's the idea of the rifle? That's continuous shooting automatic. I figured if the rivet doesn't shoot minutes, this can shoot tanks. You're getting to be a smart little imbecile.
You're getting to be a smart little imbecile. How did he do this with his mouth?
Ready, aim,
What am I missing?
ain't bad. That's nice work. But we better hurry up and finish it because I got a date with my girl. Me too. Me too.
Oh, are they all dating the same girl?
Here, let me try it.
Yeah, let me try. All right, Toots, what do you think? A little better? We'll add some white here and here in a little bit. kind of make some highlights pop. Again, we're just trying to be a little bit impressionistic, right? We're not going for super super photorealistic because I probably couldn't. Okay, we need to start working on the bottom here a little more. Let's get some blues. Need some blue in here. Stick your head in a bucket, see if your nose will right underwater. What a wacky line from Larry. See, Larry really does pull the most unexpected things out. I got an idea. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Are you okay now, Mo?
Are you okay now, Mo?
Don't worry, Mo.
Don't worry.
I'll never attack you again. But I will.
Don't worry, Mo.
Thank you.
Rush it in here. Let's see what happens. Just see what happens. Because you know what? We could always paint over if we don't like it, right?
Of course I do, darling.
That's the thing about paint.
She loves me.
You could always paint over it.
She loves me.
You know?
But she loves me.
And
Loves me.
it's kind of like about the journey anyway.
She
Let's
loves
just have some fun.
me. Love me not.
A little escape.
She loves me. Oh boy, now I'll polish the shoes.
All right, it might be a little too aggressive. We'll get back in here.
Gotta give myself a good shine here.
Got to give yourself a good shine here.
Hey, where's Larry? Oh, the girl. I wonder what she looks like. So do I. For that matter, I wonder what your girl looks like. You never told me. Well, that makes us even. You never told me what your girl looks like.
Well, that makes us even. You never told us what your girl looks like.
Give me that brush. Put that brush down.
Give me that brush.
Now get out of here.
Now get out of here. Put that brush down.
Hey, brother, you keep talking about my girl. That's a good way to get your head busted. Remember that now.
Oh, oh! All right, so what we'll do, we're getting a little kind of closer here. Clean up some of these details. Like I said, it's been a while.
Here, rinse your mouth. There we are. Hold it, Mo. I'll fix it. I'll fix you up. Just take it easy, kid.
Just take it easy, kid.
Wait a minute, kid.
All right, that'll help when that gets black. Get some black in the hair and take a step back. It always helps to take a step back. How we doing? Sue! Bob Ross, Stooge style. Thank you, Sue. Unnecessary, but really appreciate it. It's going to go right back into the channel, providing you guys with as much as we can. Yeah, and if you don't mind, please like and comment, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. Keep the Stooges alive. Help spread the word. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. For you diehard Stooge fans out there, that's for sure. We're planning some really fun stuff. And we're at the tail end of some other things that we can't wait to share with you guys coming out soon. Things we're going to announce. Is it weird? Is it weird? What are we thinking? How do we like the colors? I'm going to get a little black. Oh. Does it look like them? Does it look like them?
Yeah. Now how about a little kid?
Let's see. Get another dry brush. Play with the eyes here.
Mama, I want to break the news to her gently about her. Would you mind waiting in the left bedroom?
Well, that's better. Yes.
Hurry up.
kind of screwed that up.
Darling, come in. I knew you were coming, so I baked the cake.
Oh, fancy that. You're a honey bunny.
Here, what?
Oh, this. I have bells on my fingers and rings on my toe.
Oh,
How about a kiss?
it's Mom. I want to break the news to you gently, Father. Would you mind waiting in the right bed?
The right bed.
No. Hey!
How we looking? How we looking?
Come in.
Let's get some black.
So I baked the cake.
Oh, you shouldn't have ought to done it. But I just get you eating.
Where's the black? I said. I don't know where the black went. Is that the black?
And now, honey,
What are we thinking? We looking good?
all the time. That's me, honey.
I think we're looking pretty good. I need a new black.
What, me?
Well, it's not even black. All right, I need a black and a white.
Doing in my girl's house.
What are you doing in my girl's house? All right, here's carbon black. We're gonna have to open up a new one. I didn't want to do that just for the sake of to see if we could do with what we got. But you know what? Let's not throw the painting under the bus for ego. Right? Yeah. Come on. Jolly Josh Sussman. Looking more than pretty good. Jolly Josh, thank you very much. For those of you who don't know, look up Jolly Josh Sussman. He was in one of our videos. He's a potential Larry. He's a good friend of mine and extremely talented comedian. So go follow him. Show him lots of love. And a big Abbott and Costello fan who, for those of you Shemp fans out there, know how important Shemp was to Abbott and Costello, right? Several movies, including some of the best. Hold That Ghost, In the Navy, Buck Privates Come Home, Africa Screams. And of course, they were friends in real life. And Shemp's daughter-in-law, Jerry, who married Shemp's only son, Mort, told me Abbott and Costello used to come over to the house. They'd come over for parties, and they were really sweet fellows. And she was on the set of Africa Screams, along with being on the set of Cuckoo on a Choo Choo, which is part of this DVD set. I don't know if we're going to get to it. But anyway, thank you for joining, Josh. Okay, so here it gets really dark down here. That might be the wrong color for that there, but let's see. Just throw this in. Throw this in. Shemp he had some face. I mean, how many of you guys just look at these guys and just smile? Right? I'm going to take this off for a second, bring it down so I can do the hair. How are we looking? So it gets like shiny here-ish. We already did this. Maybe we'll add some blue into that. I might use this whole black. See. Shemp had really big ears too, huh? Wow, what are we thinking so far, guys, huh? Did I go all the way out? This is one of my favorite ties on Larry. I think this is... Okay. Don't mind if I do. I think when we the painting I did of Larry is a young painting, right? From I think 1938. The photograph I based it off of. I think we got to do a later Larry too, because man, his expressions, especially as he went on, well into the Curly Joe years, Larry just got funnier and funnier. For those of you who didn't watch the live yesterday was the anniversary of Larry's daughter's birthday, 1929, February 9th. And she was in Pop Goes the Easel. She was one of the girls who were playing hopscotch when the Stooges were being chased by the cops. And they had to, they did the hopscotch even though they're being chased by the cops. And she's one of the little girls. I believe that's the only one she was in. With Mo's daughter, from what I understand. And Mo's son. Wow, what are we thinking? Huh? We liking it? Shemp was dapper. How we looking? Go a little more straight on. We liking it? We getting close? So I'm thinking to try to match the others, I have to give them a green background because it's different. How are we feeling about it? Okay. Let's get some blues in here. That's black. Let's get some colors in here. I don't know why I'm doing that. I mean, it should probably be more white, I suppose. Just wanted to try something fun. This needs a little more. Probably needs a more dark. Let's get some purple in here. All right, we're getting close. Well, the goal was to do, basically about an hour painting. What are we on? I'm slow. Not even an hour. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Woo, woo. Okay. Take a letter. So, if this is something you guys like and just want to watch me paint, I think I'm going to be doing some more probably non-Stooge stuff on my normal channel. ANDY PAGANA 2, TOO. Just to kind of have some fun. If anybody wants to come hang out, but I think we should do more Stooge artwork. I think it'll be fun. And like I said, we got to do Curly G. Wow, what are we thinking? We're getting close. We're getting close, I tell you. Okay. Let's get a little tooth in there. Oh, beautiful girls. All right, this is getting a little. Ah. Where was the skin color one? Oh, this happens a lot. So first of all, this stuff is super expensive. And then the second thing is I always end up dropping them and stepping on them and then tracking oil paint all through the house. And getting a little shout out to my mom and dad for donating the paints. Also, for those of you who are praying folks, both my parents, my mom could use some prayers right now. She's going through something. And really appreciate it if anybody's praise out there. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's get. I don't have a smaller brush. If I had a smaller brush, you know what I'm going to try? I'll try to use the end of this brush. Where's the black again? I'm going to draw at the back of the brush, see if that works. I need to just do this. No, didn't really work. I gotta find myself a fall guy before he gets wise. All right, I think we're getting pretty good. You guys liking it? We getting close? Will do. Thank you. Is working mode. Do the Marx Brothers, including Zeppo. I should. Let's see. It's awesome. You know, I'm not gonna. I can't sell prints, or I'm not going to. But you know what? Maybe we'll post this up on the YouTube channel. You guys will be able to download it, send it to your local printers, and print your own. And this way, it doesn't cost you anything except for whatever it costs you to print. You know, I think I could get away with probably selling Shemp stuff, but we just want to give to you guys, and honestly, all the support you guys give us on the channel, it helps us keep the Stooge stuff going, and that's really all we want. You know, we want to keep the laughter alive, as we say. Let's give him a tie, dark red tie. All right. Oh, I broke it. Okay. Listen, you. By the way, we're in my living room. For those of you who wonder where I'm actually painting this, and I wish you could kind of see the mess that's around. I was about an hour and a half late trying to set this up just to try to make this work and make it streamable on YouTube for everybody. Also, leave a comment. Let me know how you guys are finding the channel. Where you guys first discovered it. I'd love to know. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're not going to spend too much time on the clothes, right? Because we want to de-emphasize to be on the... Come on, I just broke another one. The emphasis, de-emphasize, to be on... Let's get a little paint thinner. Did I lose my paint thinner? Nah. Where did I put the paint thinner? Is anybody paying attention? There it is. I had a little jar, right? Oh, I knocked over the paint thinner. That's probably not good. Larry Fine sent me. That's funny. I never heard him use his full name. Larry Fine. Oh yeah, we're just gonna suggest something here, just to kind of like let it be loose, right? We'll even do a little fun like that. Let's see what happens. It's okay, because you know what? You'll find out what a two-timer Shemp really is. Okay. Oh, you know what I got? This is fun. This rubber thing. And they'll just give a little texture. Right? We'll do that here for that too. I'll go back into that in a second, but I think we're good. Let's see. All right, so he had like this checkered thing going on, right? And I think we should just kind of, let's go with blue since it's handy. You know what? Again, I think it was Picasso who said, if you don't have red, use blue, right? And so that means it's like, let's just play. Let's just play with what we got. See what it comes up with. All right. All right. This is all contaminated. Really, I don't have enough turpentine here. Turpenoid. Okay. So you guys discussing Shemp over there? What's your favorite Shemp moment? I want to go back and read them later. What's like the favorite obscure Shemp moment? That's actually the real question, right? Oh, yeah. Give a little texture. Maybe I'm getting too sloppy. Am I getting too sloppy? Let's just. Let's see. Again, get some texture. It's our little rubber thing. I don't even know what it's made for. It might be made for this. It might be made for nothing like this, but I like to use it. It's fun. Let's add a little light to this. What color we got this light? That's dark. Oh, look, see? I'm always kneeling on this stuff. See, we'll give a little. Give a little texture into his jacket. So like it's checkered. Go back to the black. Where's the black? I lose all my paint. I don't know if that's black or not. Uh-oh. That was a mistake. Sometimes you just make mistakes, you know? And like, again, it's like you either just let it go, no one knows it's a mistake, or try to fix it, paint over it later. Some people say that art is never done, it's just abandoned, right? I don't remember what artist just originally said that. Okay. Now, unlike the other ones, I left them more loose down at the bottom. On the other ones, I didn't do that with this one. But we could kind of take away a little bit. Put a terpenoid on here. There we go. Oh. Jensen a jam. Again, we just want this loose, right? Okay, so now, like I was saying before, Mo's got a red background, Larry's got a blue background, Curly's got a yellow one. I'm gonna have to give Shemp green. And look, I ruined the picture. I think we're done with it anyway. I might have to get more turpentine out of the other room. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get turpentine. Let me know what you think. Okay, there's something wrong with it. Yeah, Mo was accurate. Turpentine. Well, he's thinking the same as I. Larry almost drank acid. Yeah. Wonder what Shemp would say. What do we think? Do we like the eyes? Is something weird? Is something wonky? You guys got to tell me. Can't really tell. You like it? Let's see. Great background because of the suit. Yes. Yes, they're great. And you never took art. No, I did not. Slightly. Looks good to me. One eye bigger. Well, that's what I'm wondering, right? Like, or does it just kind of look that way, the way I designed it here? I might have to go back into that. The reason I'm doing green, as I said, and not kind of a different color is because I wanted to match the other paintings. Gray actually would be good. And we're going to make this kind of a light green here. Let's get this down again. And again, you know what? Doesn't mean that's the right answer. Sure doesn't. I could be wrong. Is there right and wrong? I don't really know. Oh, Shemp. Okay. You know, it's nice that in the past I would be doing this just for fun, just being alone with myself and the Stooges, just listening. But it's really nice to have people here to share this with, and for you guys to share stuff with me and with each other. There's something beautiful about that, right? Coming together in a little community, sharing. As different as our backgrounds are, our ages, our upbringings, that we all here, most likely, right, are here because of the Stooges and how they've affected us all and brought us together. I mean, when do we consider that they officially started? When do you guys consider? When they first went to vaudeville? When they first started shooting movies? When they got their first Columbia picture? Right, but even if it's like, well, we know them basically because they're Columbia pictures, so if we're using that as a standard, I mean, That's 90 years ago. That's 90 years ago. We need a little bit of yellow in here. I guess not. I guess we don't. So we'll go fix this up. When we're done, we'll kind of relook at the eye. Whatever this stuff is, it is giving me a headache. Woo! Before we did all that. Objections overruled. You know, it's funny, I've been reading some of the original scripts, and I've had a chance to read probably 15 of them now. A bunch of Curlies, a bunch of Moes, or a bunch of Curlies and a bunch of Shemp shorts. And it is funny how more of it is scripted than I would have thought. But the life that they bring to the script and the tiny improv that they do. Uh-oh. What do we think about that? That's probably not the greatest. Any other kind of painting, I would just leave that, but I don't know if it's appropriate for Stooges here. We'll fix that. Maybe we'll leave a little hint of it. Well, that I don't like so much. I don't mind it down there, right? But not, we don't want it in the face from these guys. He could afford it. He's got $6 million. I'll tell that Biddy a ding or two or three. Let's get a little love in here, huh? The texture. I'm sure I'm going to find paint all over my house tomorrow. Okay. How are we looking now? We getting close? We think I'll bring it back up. Bring it back up and I'll take a far look at it. Is it even? How are we looking? I'm going to take a step back. It always helps us take a step back. Lessen the painting. Oh. You could do a super chat. I've been watching Stooges. Joel Early. Thank you, Joel. I wondered where you got the paintings. Now you know. Looks good. It's slappable. Hey, you. All right, let me fix this up here. Let's see. Okay, so now the only question is really about the eyes. There's something wonky. Let's figure it out. Cobalt is seeping into my bloodstream. Who is that? Wrestling Ernest Hemingway. The picture's perfect. Love it. Love your channel. And you're so generous as fans. I love you guys. Thank you. You know, you guys have allowed us to take our passion for our lifelong passion for the Stooges and Brad's heritage, who, if you don't know the story, he really had a shun for a good portion of his life for a multitude of reasons. And he's finally had enough and really wanted to come out, you know, and be the stooge that he really is in real life. And you guys have allowed it, and it's amazing how after all these years, like I said, 90 years basically since they've started doing Columbia shorts. And look at the amount of people on this thing on a Friday night. Just 138 people. That's the people that happen to just know us, see us, that are able to be on. And like the Stooges enough just to watch content that's not theirs, but that they inspire. It's amazing. Problem is I keep losing my paints. And now I'm stepping on them. I need smaller paintbrushes. This would have been easier if I was a little more prepared. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It took me too long to set this up. And it's been too long since I painted. And just working with what I got. How are we looking? Think we did it? Did we fix it? No, the other eye. What? Dolly, twin girl? Andy, I was working on something too. We're a pair of drawers. Oh, yeah. I always knew you guys were an old pair of drawers. All right, what do we think? Let's take a step back. Abandon it. Left eye needs to be blurred like the right. The left eye, this eye, that's the right eye. The left eye needs to be blurred like the right. Is that what we're saying? Do we agree? I think the eyes are fine. Nose, yeah, good job, Andy. Perfect, amazing. Abandon it. It's stupendous. It's even mediocre. Shemp's left eye has enough shadow above it. Are we good? I don't know what to do. We'll add a little more dark here, like that. Maybe a little more dark in here. All right, now you guys are having me overworking. Huh? What do we think? Embalm. He's making a face. He's not supposed to be even. Beautiful. All right. It's even putrid. It's perfect. People are... Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sign it and just put this one to bed. If we don't like it, we can try it again. Oh, I never signed the curly one. So we're going to sign this one. A little A-P. And you guys, we're here for it. Huh? What do we think? I'm going to grab my phone, and I'm going to sit, and I'm going to read some comments. We'll talk, and then we'll call it a night. So I got to sit right here because this is where it's in focus. All right, see what everyone's saying. This is where it's in focus. This is where the microphone is pointed. It's a complicated setup all of a sudden. So let's see. Wow! Now, is that guy super tall or it's just because Mo is so short? Curly G channel. Curly G. All right, guys. Here we go. We're on live. Oh, I got an ad. Do you guys have to go through this every time? Who's on? We got a lot of love tonight. 147 likes. Guys, thanks so much. Every like, every comment just really helps. How do I see the comments on this thing? Oh boy. I can't see the comments on this way, this guys. Oh, sorry. How you guys seeing live comments? Can you do it on your phone? I can do it from here. Let me pull this closer. I'll have to move the microphone and I'll refocus the camera and then we'll talk for a minute. Give me a second. Okay. So you guys got to tell me if this sounds okay because I'm still testing this out. So let's see. I'm gonna be sitting right here. Put that in focus. Okay. Yeah, if I was Andy, I'd keep this one and make one for Chandler. I did make one for Chandler. I painted on the back of a jacket. I painted a black and white version of this, much smaller. Although she may want this. I told her earlier I was going to do it. She was like, give it to me. I was like, wait a minute. We'll see. But of course, you know. By the way, she donated this hat to me. She gave me this hat. So I was wearing Shemp's great granddaughter's hat while I was painting Shemp. So what do you guys say? I pressed the button I couldn't find the love button. Thank you guys. I wish I could be on a show with you guys. Yeah, well, let's keep going. Maybe you can. I love the expression on Shemp's face. You're too hard on yourself. You are really a talent. Thank you so much. You've seen Gold Raiders. I have. Yeah, I have. It's their feature, right, with Shemp. What's the one that Curly did? Curly did one as well. But yeah, I don't remember loving it. And I think it's because they were kind of, am I correct in they're not the main focus of that short or that feature film? What's interesting is I recently discovered that there is an unproduced, you guys can hear me okay? I just need to know. There's an unproduced script that was written for Mo, Larry, and Shemp, and it's a feature film. And the Three Stooges fan club in 3 of the issues printed some of the pages. I wish they had printed the whole thing. I think it was a pretty long script, over 100 pages, if I'm correct. If not, it sounds really long. But the 17-minute shorts were always, 30, 31 page scripts, which is very strange. Usually it's a page a minute, but somehow they had these really long scripts that got knocked down to 20 minutes, probably because the Stooges move really fast, right? So yeah, what else we got? What do you guys want to see in the future? Should we do more of these? Should we do other Stooges? Joe Besser and Curly Joe? I mean, they do have their place. We could play one of the old features. I was thinking about also because Shemp and Joe Besser are in Africa Screams, which is an Abbott and Costello movie. We should do a screening. We should do a watch the restored version of Africa Screams. And Shemp's got some classic stuff, man, with the thick glasses. And he's super funny. And of course, Joe Besser is always funny with Abbott and Costello, whether you like him as a stooge or not. I found out tonight that we got a whole bunch of the newer Stooge comic books, the Three Stooges comic books. They were sent to us. So we'll be sharing that with you guys next Thursday. And I'm going to try to dig up some other stuff for us to talk about and look at for Three Stooges Live. Here, let me tilt down. This is kind of ridiculous. And then I'm going to try to put this in front so we can talk better, huh? Adjust your comments, but look at the screen. Okay. Yeah. Shemp was great. What happened to Andy's mom? She just needs some prayers. She's having she's going through something. Maybe I'll tell you about it in a little bit, but I have to go back to New York the end of the month and be with my mom. So just if you guys are, if anybody out there has got some prayers, I definitely take them. for you now. We could talk more about that later. Thank you, Roger Redu. This hat was from a gift from Shemp's great granddaughter uh, that she gave it to me. I've seen some shorts that were done in early two color with Ted Healy. Yeah, uh, the Hello Pop was recently discovered. I think 2 3 years ago, which was one of their first with Curly, and that was also part of a series where Curly. I was talking about this last night. Curly was in a. Thank you, Roger. I will. Curly was in one of those shorts called Roast Beef and Movies, where he's with two other guys that are clearly trying to be the Three Stooges, except the Mo is one of those ethnic comedians where he's got the thick accent. I don't know what he was trying to do, Polish or something. Um, and it's like you look at some of the early Three Stooges shorts, and if you just saw the first five before they really kind of honed it on the screen, would you think, oh, who are these guys, or or do they jump off the screen and go, these guys got talent? And that's why these other two who did this short with Curly, you know, don't have the legacy that the Three Stooges do. But you should watch it. It's on YouTube. Roast Beef and Movies. They do the head bopping. There's a section where Curly is so hungry and he steals a fish out of a fish bowl, and he he's just naturally funny. And I forget what comedian said it, and I gotta look this up. Said um, uh, a good comedian does funny things, and a great comedian does things funny, and that is Curly. He just everything he did was funny, and you know what? Shemp's the same way, and I guess really when you look at, they're all the same way. I mean, to me, in that area, Shemp and Curly just obviously stand out. But then when you start watching Mo and Larry, they do too. They're just funny. Crimson Shadow. I made a short demo doing a few voices for you. It'll be on my page. I'd love to work with you. Thank you so much, by the way. Yeah, we'll check them out. Thank you so much. Shemp did a solo short alongside some France, not sure his name, called Pick a Peck of Plumbers. So Pick a Peck of Plumbers, yeah, same thing. And what's funny is when you watch the short, he's so funny in it. And I have such a hard time with that other actor, with the accented comedian. I just don't get it, and I just wish Shemp had been his own solo stooge instead of having that partner. I mean, they do some funny bits together, but he just didn't. The guy didn't have what Shemp had, and Shemp, I think for sure, could have really carried his own series had he just kind of kept with Shemp Howard. A lot of times he played, a different named character, and sometimes he was just Shemp Howard, right? And he was just Shemp out in the world, and he's very funny. Mr. Noisy is one of the funniest too. If you guys haven't watched Mr. Noisy, it's a remake. I think a remake of a remake. So I think it was originally silent film, and then Charlie Chase made it, and then Shemp made it. And I would love to redo a new modern day version with Brad, just to keep that tradition going, because so much of their bits were just stolen bits and reused bits. Like I was saying before, Shemp, we were watching here earlier, right? Shemp doing the separate two eggs, and he's cooking. He's cooking the chicken, and it's just different from Curly. And come to find out recently, and I did not know this until very recently, Shemp had done it, because Curly, does it obviously famously, but Shemp had done it 7 years earlier, and it's just they would. I think it was very commonplace for everyone to kind of do the same bits and see who could do it better. You could see obviously Abbott and Costello did so much of the same bits as Stooges. Stooges did so much Abbott and Costello. Direct ripoffs of Laurel and Hardy shorts. They take the same premise, the same structure, almost the same screenplay, and they do their version of it. And it just doesn't matter. It's kind of fun to see the same gag. It's like Slowly I Turn. How many times have we seen the Stooges do it great? Lucy did it great. Abbott and Costello did it great with Pocomoco. Um, and you can watch Abbott and Costello do it multiple times, or the Stooges do it differently. It's just funny. It's just funny, and I think it's a bit that I want to redo today, because I want to keep that tradition going. Right? These guys, I mean, definitely, particularly Abbott and Costello, when it comes to preserving the vaudeville bits, but these guys saved, this whole American comedy tradition that without these few comedians, this stuff would just be lost. And it's getting lost because the stuff's not on TV the way it used to be. And thank goodness that they're still running the Stooges on Me TV. The amount of people that are posting. You should have Brad and Helpmates. Joel, that's hilarious. I'm assuming you're referring to Laurel and Hardy's Helpmates, which is great. If you guys haven't seen Helpmates, it's brilliant. And it's almost exclusively Laurel and Hardy. I think the only other person in the short is the mailman who gives him the letter. Might be Charlie Hall. I don't know. I probably not. And then the woman in the photograph who plays Oliver Hardy's wife, but we never actually meet her. And it's funny. And yeah, I would love to redo some of these bits with Brad. I think Brad and Uncle Mo, we've kind of taken the Mo character and just reimagined as though if Mo just kept going, he'd be out there, he'd be grabbing grandson Curly and whoever he could find, and he would keep the Stooges going in any form he could whatsoever. What's horrible? Johnny Blaze. What's horrible? I missed it. Who should have played Shemp in the 2012 movie? Funny enough, I always thought Steve Martin would make a great Shemp. Physically, if you look at his face, he's got the the physical comedy to him. I think he's got the talent. He's got the timing. I think he's got the face, kind of. I think he could have done it if he chose to do something other than Steve Martin. How is Brad and Andrea and Darren's mom? She's well. She's well, Roger. We're going to interview her, and we're just trying to figure out when. We talked to her about it. That's Curly's daughter, for those of you who are asking, or for those of you who are wondering. And Curly's daughter is doing well, and she just had a birthday. And Brad and I are going to go interview her. I don't think we're going to be able to do a live with her, which I really wanted to do because I wanted you guys to be able to kind of pop in. So maybe in preparation for that, we'll go live and we'll just talk to you guys about what questions you guys want to know. And we'll write down a bunch and we'll tell them they're straight from the fans. And then we have our own questions we want to ask her. And we're going to maybe we'll do a little shtick with her or something funny. Cohen was so hated. Everyone in Hollywood went to his funeral to make sure he was gone forever. Yeah, that's true. But he was good to the Stooges. He might not have been a decent man. And he was, I've heard a lot of horror stories about Harry Cohen. But if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the Stooges the way we do because he just loved them. Any new episodes of Big Baby coming? Anna? Soon. I have scripts and they're all me and Brad right now. So for those of you who don't know, me and Brad do a little web series called Big Baby. It's kind of a kid show that's gotten hundreds of millions of views for some crazy reason. I guess people are loving it, or kids do. Brad plays his babysitter, and it just takes time. We haven't. I did a second version of the one that's on my channel just for Brad's audience, and I'm still cutting that, and I got to put that up, and then we got to do some more shooting. John C. Reilly could have played Shemp. You know what? I got to be honest. Who said that? That's Stevie. I don't know if I would have agreed with you until after I saw him play Oliver Hardy, and then I realized that man could do anything because he embodied Oliver Hardy. And I think if he could do Oliver Hardy, he could do Shemp. I think he'd be great. I think he would take it seriously too. John C. Reilly could play Shemp. Funny enough, no silent films by the Stooges. Nope. What are you going to do with those paintings? I don't know, Matthew. We kind of use them in our background of our lives, and I really have no idea. They're huge, and they take up so much space in my apartment, and I trip over stuff. I have a curly tie. Yeah. Send a picture. Put it on Curly G's page on Facebook. We'd love to see it. I love classic Three Stooges, Laurel and Hardy. Jackie Gleason show. I was watching Jackie Gleason a couple hours ago. Abbott and Costello, your shows. Yeah, the stuff's all great, and they're great jokes. And you realize some of those jokes aren't great. They're just great at delivering them. I read some of them, and I'm like, how the heck do they pull this off? Because you watch it. You watch some of Bob Hope's jokes, and you're like, this is not funny at all. And then you see him perform it. And it's like, oh, yeah. that's funny. I mean, again, it's what makes, I guess, a great comedian. Roger, my dad died in 2015. He got me interested in all the classic comedians. God bless your father for doing that. I hope you guys had a lot of good memories. There's so many people, I think, who have their father or their grandfather, it's, in some cases, their mom and grandmother, to thank for getting them involved. And that's how I did. My grandfather, I had on, I still remember, I was probably 4 or 5 years old. It's one of my oldest memories. And it is imprinted in my head. I was watching, all right, I was at his house, and every Sunday they would run Abbott and Costello, which I didn't know at the time. I was so young. And I saw Lou Costello and hit the ice, and they spun him around, and he slid across the ice into a fence. And I was just like laughing and laughing. As what is this? And my grandfather was like, "Oh, if you like that, I got a lot of stuff I want to show you." So he opened the world, and we, in those days, you'd have to go on to, you have to look in the TV guide, at 2 o'clock in the morning, see when WC Fields or the Marx Brothers was playing. Um, but yeah, God is taking care of your mother. Thank you. It's always taken care of. Please, Sue. Wait, what? Would love. Hey, who would you see playing Christine McIntyre? I don't know. That's a great question. Um, I'm sure there's somebody great out there. I'd have to think about that. It's been brought to my attention that Lon Chaney Jr.'s birthday is today, and somebody said, "And Jim Varney's." Is that true? I think Lon Chaney Jr.'s son, might be Lon Chaney Jr.'s son, is friends with Sandy Howard, Shemp's granddaughter, and she promised me she'd introduce me. I think it's his son. It might be his grandson, right? And of course, Lon Chaney Jr. was amazing as the Wolfman in Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, among other things. I bet Mel Gibson could do a good Shemp. Yeah, I bet you're right. I bet you're right. Hi from Collins, Colorado. Hello, hello. Jim Varney died on this day. Wow, I did not know that. Tell me, can you hear me still? Is it too loud or is it okay? Whoa, I almost died. Somebody threw a bomb. How's that sound? Can you guys tell me if that sounds okay? Can you still hear me? Is that good? Good, thank you. So someone, Drew Carey would make a good Curly. Paul Rubens, Peter Herman would make a great Larry Fine. I never thought of Paul Rubens as Larry Fine, but yeah, he might be great. What does a Stooge beer taste like? I bet it's a slap to the face. Well, let's see. I never drank beer. The only beer I really ever drank was Three Stooges beer, and a friend of mine who is a beer, drinker was just like, "Oh, it tastes like Budweiser," and I loved it. But I loved it because there's Three Stooges. The only time I ever drank a beer, and I'd have one a day just in honor of the boys. I wish they would bring it back. They have the Three Stooges coffee, which I love, and I do it. I have a mug, and I make the coffee and put it in my mug. There's something about having, it in a bottle with the Three Stooges on it and a bottle cap. Everyone has forgotten Harold Lloyd. No, he was not a poor man version. He was quite funny. Harold Lloyd, what people don't realize about Harold Lloyd is he made more movies than Keaton and Chaplin combined. And he struggled, and he was so hard. The reason people forgot Harold Lloyd is really his own fault, because like Chaplin, he owned the negatives to his movies, and he refused to allow them on television. And of course, Keaton and Chaplin ran on television, and Harold Lloyd wouldn't allow it. So I think he got forgotten because of that. I mean, he was a genius, and maybe his screen character didn't have the personality of a Chaplin or Keaton. That could be debatable, but certainly the kid brother, I think, is up there as as uh, as is the general, and City Lights or A Boy's Life. I think anyway, and he was such an innovator when it came to camera work. Right, he was not only an incredible athlete and comedian and a writer, but I think it was in The Kid's Brother where he's climbing that ladder and he had an elevator built, and or climbing this tree, and just to see this girl walk into the distance. And if you guys haven't seen that shot, you guys got to track this down. It's an absolute beautiful movie. What is check the? What does that say? I don't know what that says. Something funny came up on my screen. Is everything? Does it look normal? That might have been. Oh, the battery might be dying. Hey, listen. The battery on the camera's dying. It's going to go black for a second. Let me swap batteries. Let's see if this stays on. If not, then this was a pleasure. I think it's going to work if I swap batteries, if I can find one. And we'll keep talking. I didn't expect to keep talking. Hold on a second. There's this camera, you wouldn't believe, doesn't come with a power adapter. So I can't plug it into the wall. So I have to use a battery. And the batteries, look how huge this is. It's like $500. And it doesn't last. So hold on. It's going to go black. Don't go nowhere. If I lose you, I love you. Hey, dude, did it work? Gone? Am I back? Did it work? Can you guys see me? No, we back. I can't believe it. I have to buy an adapter so it goes into the wall, and I don't have to change batteries, but it's very expensive, and I just can't do it at the moment. So, but I also didn't expect that you guys would want to see on. So this is great. I beat the camera. That's right. Safety First was a film with the clock scene in it. Great film. Yeah. What race are you? I'm Italian. I'm half Italian, German, Polish. I think that covers it. No, I don't see you while you were gone. I poked my eyes out. I can't see. I can't see. What's the matter? Thank you. Thank you that I inspire you. Chris, thank you. Your stuff's great too. I check you out on Instagram. Toots. Sasso is 6'3". Yeah, he was huge to play Curly. Now, luckily, when it came to the other actors, he was proportionate because they're not as small as the Stooges, But yeah, Sasso's huge. And I'm Italian, Irish, and Jewish. Johnny Blaze, you're an amazing painter. Thank you. We have too much fun here. Yeah, you guys are great. You are a mutt, Andy. Yep, so are you, other me. Thank you. Dolly Girl, were there any copyright infringements of the use of the name The Stooges by Iggy Pop? They asked Mo. So he actually asked Mo if he could use the name The Stooges, and Mo gave him his blessing. I think he called him up. I don't think he showed up at the house, but yeah, I think he called him up and asked him, and Mo was like, yeah, go ahead. So the only thing is kind of annoying about that is when I search Stooges on eBay, the band comes up quite a bit. I'm like, get out of here. You know what? I'm not looking for that. My nephew loves NASCAR. Okay. Couldn't see you because I have my eyes closed. I'm also half Italian, half Mexican, by the way. Anna. Is it Anna or Anna? Oh, a frozen dainty. No, wait, who says that? Oh, a frozen dainty. I could hear it, but I can't picture who I'm hearing it say it. Norman Lloyd and Harold Lloyd related. Not that I know of. I don't believe they are. Norman Lloyd, who passed away 2 years ago. I had a chance to meet him twice, actually. I ran into him once, just walking the streets at Santa Monica, 99 years old. And another time he was down at the Hollywood Museum, and they show it's the old Cecil B. DeMille barn that was moved across from the Hollywood Bowl. And it's a little museum now. And if you ever come to Hollywood, you guys got to go. It's amazing. And they hold the Hollywood tent of the Sons of the Desert, which is a Laurel and Hardy fan club. And I missed last year, they were running Hollywood Party, which had both Laurel and Hardy and the Three Stooges in it, even though they don't meet, they're in the same movie. And I didn't get a chance to see it there. But So a lot of great stuff. And I think we should do a Stooge night down there and bring Brad and have some fun, I think. Norman Lloyd died over 100. Yeah, I think he was 101 and he was still acting, right? He had just done Trainwreck with, what's her name? I can't think of her name. Roger, I didn't know that. Will you paint Besser and or Dorita in the future? Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I love all the Stooges. And I do want to paint them. I do feel like we should have them. One of the things we want to do is do a Three Stooges podcast, which we're working on. We're talking to a friend of ours, Schwartzy, who's going to produce it. And we're going to get together and actually produce a real podcast that you could watch or listen to online. And I think when you watch it, we want to have the studio all decked out with Stooge stuff. So we'll probably put the Stooges in the back. And yeah, of course we need the Besser and Dorita. And we might even paint Healy and do Sitka and maybe even some of their Christine McIntyre, and they all deserve a place, right? It's just one canvas at a time. They're so sad to cancel T-Rex Ranch. For those of you who don't know, they canceled the show I was on. I'm hoping they bring it back. I was on a kid show on YouTube called T-Rex Ranch. They just released one of our final episodes today. I don't know how many more are left that we shot last year. And it's fun. It came out really great. Norman was 106. Wow. Czech Bohemian. I heard that Mo would visit a home for spastic children now called cerebral palsy, which I have. Okay. I felt Mo would have encouraged and supported me. Yeah, of course he would have. Old soul. Absolutely. These guys first of all, they loved children. Mo and Larry and Curly Joe. In fact, I think one of the last things Curly himself said to Jules White, the director Jules White, it might have been Edward Burns. I think it was Jules White, when Jules saw him and he was in a wheelchair and it was a week or two before he passed away. And Jules White went to go see Curly. And the last thing he said, he goes, I guess I'll never make the children laugh again. So I know I've told that story before, but they loved the children. And I was just talking to somebody who said when they were a kid, somebody told me the story, and they were on a baseball team and they ran into the Larry in an elevator. And Larry invited the entire little league team to breakfast the next morning. He's like, do you know who I am? I'm Larry Fine of the Three Stooges. He goes, if you guys want to come to breakfast, come up to our room. And he invited, and the team didn't go because they were playing baseball. They're nuts. But yeah, they loved it. Did Curly get his nickname because of a mistake? There's different stories behind that. Basically, the idea was they called him Babe, right? Which was also Oliver Hardy's nickname. And Babe was Curly's nickname because he was a baby of the family. And Shemp met a girl named Babe and ended up marrying Babe. So they were like, well, we can't have two Babes in the family. So they needed another name. And then how it came to Curly, there's a couple different stories about how they eventually settled on that. But what's funny is, so the first few Columbia shorts, it was misspelled Curly, Curley. And I was just reading a script that I found online, an old one, and his name was spelled Curly, Curley, in the script. I didn't get a chance to. It was right before this that I happened to come across this. I was looking up stuff, figuring out what exactly I wanted to paint, and I just came across that. So I want to do a little more research because they claim it was a mistake, but there it was right in the script. Boy, you look like Curly. Well, you guys I do the Curly shuffle. I did. I was doing that in high school and junior high when that thing came out. Well, I guess that came out when I was young, but later on I kept requesting it, and the DJ would play and I would do the Curly shuffle. I remember the first time I did it, of course nobody else knows how to dance the Curly shuffle, and in the early 90s, and they went nuts and they carried me out on their shoulders, just cheering and laughing. And I was spinning around. I did the whole song. So did you know Did you know Shemp replaced Curly in 1945 live shows? Yeah, there's a lot of pictures online um, of them. I wish I'd seen their act. Did you know? Do you know if Soupy Sales ever met the Three Stooges? I don't know. I had the opportunity to meet Soupy Sales once at a Laurel and Hardy dinner, and he performed. It was amazing. Thank you for being a fan and sharing your stories and talent. Yeah, I love you guys. I've been a Stooge fan ever since I was a little kid. You doing great impression of Curly. Looks so cute. Thank you. Um, what was Curly and Shemp's relationship like? Did they hang out with each other? Too bad there aren't many pictures of them together. I I, I don't know. I assume so. I assume that they were close brothers, and um, Jerry's Shemp's daughter-in-law, she came in after Curly was already sick, right? So because I was asking her a lot about Curly, and she didn't know a lot. She only met him a few times. He was in a wheelchair, and so by that point in the relationship, so the first-hand knowledge I know, um, she didn't see him very much, and uh, but I don't know. I imagine they were all pretty close brothers. I think they all lived pretty close. Mo and Shemp lived right around the block from each other. We're gonna do a little location tour and show you guys the apartment in one really small block. The apartment that Shemp owned, the house that Shemp owned, the house that Mo owned, which is all walkable, and then a block away, probably later on, is the house that Curly Joe lived in, which is really fun, and all are real walkable to each other. So we're gonna start there. Then we'll go find. I know Larry lived at the Knickerbocker Hotel, another house. Curly lived a couple places, and then maybe try to find the motion picture home. I'd love to see it. Will you do a painting of Abbott and Costello? I should. I should. I love those guys. You're a Groucho Marxist. Politically, I'm a Groucho Marxist. I love it. Who's not, right? I'd love to see his three-suit hologram show. Joe Pesci could play Mo. That would be funny. That would be great. I like the story. Bob Saget took care of an ailing Larry Fine. Yes, he did. I wish I had known that before. I would have definitely tried to reach out to him. I also saw that Ed Asner uh, was friends with Larry. Would go visit him, and I had a chance. I actually had lunch with Ed Asner one time, and I did not know that at the time, and which is very unlike me. I didn't bring up the Three Stooges at all, even randomly. So that was a missed opportunity because he's since passed away. Jerry Stiller, Joe Pesci, he's retired, sadly. Yeah, a painting of Soupy Sales you should do someday. Soupy Sales, he's hard to find even stuff on. Right, most of his shows are gone, aren't they? The Stooges didn't create slapstick, but they did perfect it. That's for sure. Does this comment show EVS Studios? Yes, I sent you some of the paintings that you did. I'm glad with the results. Thank you. Um, I understand Curly bought a lot of houses in LA. Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard he lived around quite a number of places in LA. Lou Costello, I love Lou Costello. Like I said, he was my gateway to the Stooges and Laurel and Hardy. And his daughter, Pat Costello, is on Facebook, and she runs some Evan Costello Facebook pages. I wrote something for the fan club once. They have a newsletter. It's a free newsletter that's an email, and it's fun. There's definitely crossover, right, between the Stooges and and Abbott and Costello. In fact, like I said, Jerry told me that Abbott and Costello would come to the house. They would come and hang out and come to the parties. So I was trying to track down some of their home movies, and there's a sad story about one of the 16 millimeter reels of home movies that Sandy loaned to somebody who begged her to get it, and she never got it back. And a very small fraction of some of the stuff ended up on the Shemp cocktail DVD, which I hear is just horrible. And then the home movies disappeared. Supposedly there was more, and I keep begging them to look. Hopefully we find it someday because I will have that transferred. And this will be the exclusive place that we are going to share that if I have my say. Mo did say Curly stole a lot of routines. He did, or Lou stole a lot of the stuff from Curly. I mean, look, Lou is a master, right? Lou is an absolute master, but definitely did some of the some of the same routines. Arthur Vega, stop it. I love the Three Stooges. They are legendary. Hope everyone has a great night. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Curly stole Costello's girlfriend. I don't know that story. But anyway, you guys are so great. Look at this. Malice in the Palace. Did you ever get to see the footage of Curly? No, I can't find the footage, but of course there's the picture. We're going to do a little video about that. Yeah, it is definitely Curly. We've decided in that photograph of him as the chef. And it's crazy because when you look at it, it looks absolutely nothing like him. So again, Arthur, thank you so much for your support. That's absolutely amazing. It's just going to go to creating more content. I hope you guys know that. And even just liking and sharing and subscribing to this channel really helps you guys. Andy, you have seen the only Three Stooges movie with Shemp, Gold Rays. Yes, of course. I was just talking about that earlier. I from what I remember, I have to rewatch it because I don't remember really enjoying it. I don't remember it being great. Lou Costello was not a nice guy. Depends on who you talk to. There's definitely conflicting stories on that. Jim Carrey's Mo Howard. Jim Carrey was supposed to play Curly, and then he bailed because he didn't want to put on the weight. Say hello to Ann, please. Curly G. Where's Curly G? He's not around. Buy more paint. Yeah, it's easily said than done, but we'll get there. Gene Harlow did a film with your grandfather. No. So guys, I'm not Curly G and I'm not Curly's grandson. That's Curly G. That's Brad. I'm his stooge partner in crime. And I help him run his channel and produce his content. But I know some people get confused, especially because I play Curly, right? But if you look at him, he really looks like Curly. And he is a chip off the old blockhead, as I like to call him. Curly was a ladies' man. He was, especially when he had his head of hair. But Abbott was a former boxer. I didn't know that. I feel like they all boxed in those days. So wasn't Lou Costello also? And Shemp loved boxing. Where's Brad tonight? I think he's home. I told him I might do this, and he's a working man. It's really hard for him, and we live far from each other. So every time he comes over, it's like a trek, or if I go there, it's a little bit of a trek. And I think I wore him out last night. I don't want to say he wasn't feeling good. He was actually pretty sick when he showed up. And I was like, oh, Brad, we got to get you better. We got to get you some energy. And we gave him, I squeezed like 8 lemons and made him drink half a glass of lemon juice, half a glass of water, just to give him some vitamin C. And we pumped him up with some caffeine. And then, boy, when he feels better, man, he just goes. And he's funny. But you can see he was kind of fading at the end. So he's probably sleeping right now because he's not even on texting. Playing the Stooge game. Yeah. Did you guys watch that last night? Anytime, Curly, get together and like, yeah, we miss Christy, who plays our Mo. He'll be back. It's going to be a couple months. Is Shemp's family planning on writing a Shemp book? Shemp needs to have a book. And if they're not, I want to. There was somebody writing one. Dale. Oh, my God. I can't think of his name. I'm so sorry. It's late. But I think more likely we're going to maybe try to put together a little bit of a documentary. We've been shooting stuff. We already interviewed Jerry, and Chandler's been going around and trying to basically discover Shemp. And we went to her mom's and we looked at a bunch of stuff. We recorded a bunch of stuff, discovering autographs. And I wore Shemp's yarmulke, he had a lot of religious what is it called? Clothing. And I don't know if it was appropriate or not, but I got to put it on. And a lot of stuff that Shemp personally owned. There's that famous picture of Shemp, because it's been all over the place on New Year's, where he plays like he's like the New Year's baby. And if you look at that picture, there's a clock in the back. It's like a cuckoo clock, and they still have the clock. And then I got to talk to Jill, Shemp's other granddaughter, and I know she's got a bunch of stuff, and they have store. I mean, Jill knew Shemp very young. He passed away when she was very young, and before Sandy was born. But they got a lot of family stories, and they also knew. If you guys haven't watched the interviews with them, the lives that we did, Sandy and Jill, they knew Mo and Larry, and not super well, but they met them several times. Uncle Mo, right? Stooges were a big part of my TV viewing growing up. Yeah. 26-year-old daughter loved the Stooges. That's good. We love to hear that. How did we become friends with Brad and Dermot? Brad and I became friends because I auditioned for Curly in the Three Stooges movie, and I went to a Three Stooges film festival that they do every year at the Alex Theater, and they play 5 Three Stooges shorts right from the Sony prints, right out of the Sony vault. The only time they're ever screened, and uh, somebody introduced Curly's grandson. I was like, Curly's got a grandson? And it took me almost half a year, or it took me almost a whole year to get the nerve up to send him my audition just to see what he said. And he was like, this is great. My grandfather would be proud. Um, and then I don't know how we started talking through Facebook. And then he was like, hey, let's meet before the show and go to dinner. And then we went to dinner. And I mean, we hit it off. It was like we've known each other our whole lives. And Brad is Curly's grandson. It's like hanging out with a stooge. It's how he is in real life. And he's just nutty and silly and fun. And so I think I naturally just gravitated towards that. Right. And then we were friends for several years and started to do some stuff. And then Dermot was a Mo impersonator who ended up getting involved with the Three Stooges live show. Also found me online because of my Three Stooges audition, my Curly audition. And they hired me right away to be in the Three Stooges live show. And I said, you have to have Curly's grandson be in it as himself. We got to write him in. And they did. They hired him, and we started traveling together. We did this show that kind of collapsed before COVID, not because of COVID. But we just stayed pals. I mean, Chris was an instant, also lifelong friend. And he's so creative, and he's such a great actor, and he's so funny. He's an amazing Mo. And we play puppets together, and we shoot movies together, and we do the Stooges together. So we just became, super close. And then Brad and I started doing the Three Stooges live just to kind of talk Stooges with you guys. And we invited him, along, and he just kind of showed up every week with us, and he just became part of the show. So I think that's it. I mean, this is it's late. Should you guys be in bed? Information about the other brothers, Irving and Jack. We got to find out more information about them. I just found out. Oh, I don't know which one. One of them's got family in New York. Grandchildren, and one reached out to me on Facebook, and I want to know more about the entire Stooge family. And like I said, I have to go back to New York for my mom. I thought while I was there, I might do a little tour because I think I might be there for a little bit, and I'll be in the city. So I'm going to maybe track down where the Stooges went to school, where the houses that Mo, bought and built when he went into the real estate business, when he gave up show business to go into real estate business with Curly, and then they failed and got back into show business. And I think 2 of the houses are still standing. They have a house in upstate New York where they went to. They lived for a few years, which Mo went back to in the 70s to try to find, and he thought it was torn down. And it turns out it was not. And I did find it. Somebody tore down the barn, unfortunately, but the house still stands. And I'm going to go back, and I'm going to try to tour that area up there. And apparently Mo's son Paul lives up there. I might try to find out, see if I could interview him and talk with him, and maybe go live with him. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there, and I probably shouldn't be, but I'm definitely going to reach out. Wasn't it in Bensonhurst? I believe so. Yes, I believe the Stooges were in Bensonhurst, which is home of Ralph Cramden. 1:40 in New Jersey. Touch, what are you doing up so late? New York City vlog would be fantastic. Yes, I wish Brad would come. That would be even more amazing. And maybe I could get him to come out, if, we have a successful month here, that might be good. That might be something, I could use some support out there, I'm sure. And it might be worth it. It might be worth it to have him come. But please send the video. I'm going to definitely do something while I'm out there. And in the meantime, before I go, we're going to hit up some more, like I said, more locations here. I think, we should go see, Larry's wrestling place, and Mo's wrestling place, see some filming locations. We already shot on the lot. I got to put that video up. And we have some produced stuff for you guys. So you guys are up too late. We get to meet any of Mo's relations. I'm going to try. I'm going to try, Roger. I promise you. Mo's got people that live right here in town, and I don't know them, but I'm going to reach out, and I'm going to see if we could introduce you guys and get to know them. get to know them because Mo's family, Mo's son-in-law Norman was who since passed away, but wrote all the Three Stooges comics and did all the art for the Three Stooges comics, and he wrote a lot of those later feature films with Curly Joe and directed them. And his son went on to become a writer in Hollywood, who I think wrote the original pitch for Muppet Babies and produced on Muppet Babies. And now he's got a daughter who I think is Chandler's age, who's an artist and a photographer. And I believe they're all literally right around the corner from me. So I'm going to try to reach out. I'd love to reach out and let them know what we're doing. I know Mo's great granddaughter wrote something for the Three Stooges Journal a little while back. So, and I looked on her Instagram, and it says great granddaughter of Mo from the Three Stooges. Yep, the Three Stooges. So clearly she's not hiding from it, which I love. And maybe we could promote her artwork, and maybe she could come and do something for you guys too. I don't know. But yeah, and thank you for the positive energy and the prayers for my mom. Tessa. No, who is Tessa? Oh, yes, I do. I think it is Tessa Roger. Oh, goodness. Joel, you're in Kansas and it's almost 1:00 in the morning. The Stooge relatives have a family reunion. Not really. The last one I know was at the Stooge convention in Philadelphia. But I don't know how they didn't really know each other. I think there was a lot of issues after, Curly got married several times. And I'm not really sure what happened with Shemp's family, how they lost touch with Mo and Larry after. But like I said, they saw each other. But I think as they got older, they just kind of grew apart. But they all seem to have really nice things to say about each other. So they seem to all know each other, except for Brad, who knew nobody. Like for those of you who don't know, Brad did not know he was Curly's grandson until he was about 8. They kept it from him. Right. So I did an interview on Andy Makes Movies channel. We did a live interview where we sat down and tried to tell a little bit of his story. And he talks about it. Thank you. God bless you, Andrew, and the whole Pagana family. Thank you so much. Please consider your next Shemp painting to be his happy face, playing the piano from Scrambled Brains. Okay. I would love to do a happy face Shemp. I was looking at a lot of Shemp pictures today, and boy, does he just make me laugh. Honestly, I needed an easy one because it's been a while since I painted something. So thank you, guys. I think we should shut it down now, right? We go back to LA October, want to visit the grave sites. Yes. Come on out, Richard. Maybe we'll see you out there. What a shocker. Did he do the voice after he found out he was Curly's grandson? Roger, I think he was doing the voice beforehand. It was like running home from school to go, watch the Stooges, which is amazing. Peace and all. Okay. Stooge comedy. Yeah. All right, guys, it's time for bed. You guys are up too late. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to do a little cleaning. It's probably the cleanest I've ever been after painting, but I've really enjoyed chatting with you. I want to do 30 days of Stooges and do something new for you every night, 30 days in a row. Can't do it because I got to go to New York. So we might do 7 days, might do a week first, take a little break from it, and then come back and do 30 days straight and come up with something for you guys every night. And if I don't see you before Thursday, we'll see you Thursday live. We're Curly G. I'm going to try to get some other shorts, reels, other videos up for you guys. Love you all. Thank you so much. Keep stooging and woo, 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 woo. By duty and humanity. Have a good night.